Do I only empower women in relationships? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help women and occasionally a few brave men get the confidence and clarity they need in their struggling marriage so that they can either fix those struggles or be able to move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe.
People decide to get married, it means they've chosen each other to spend the rest of their life together. But then, several years into the marriage, what started out as two people being inseparable now becomes incompatible. My name is Sharon Pope. I am a master life coach and a 7-time best-selling author on love and relationships. I help women who are struggling in their lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or lovingly release it without regret. You can go to clarityformymarriage.com to explore if there's a fit for you and I to work together today.
Hey there. So today we are talking about whether or not I only empower women. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a client tell me that last night their husband said to them, well, your coach is just out there empowering women so that they can leave their husbands. Look, I'm not mad about that phrase. I do empower women. I empower women all day long, and I make no apologies for that. But I think the better question is why? Why am I empowering women? I promise you, it's not the assumption that, oh, she just wants everyone to be able to leave their marriages. That's not true. The reason I'm empowering women is because that's who's showing up. That's who's seeking answers and wanting change in the relationship. Those are the people that are willing to do the work to see if the relationship can evolve to a new place or if the only answer is to lovingly release it. But I'd like to share with you that there's also someone else that I'm helping empower, and that's men. It's not all men, but it is men who are willing to show up, men who are seeking answers and seeking change in their relationship and are willing to do some of that relationship work, right? So more and more men are finding their way to my work, and I am genuinely grateful because not only are they getting supported in a way that is helpful for them, but it's also creating a much richer conversation inside the membership. So I want to share with you a story of one of the male members in my membership program, The Decision. He had been married for 15 years. He and his wife had been together for 20 years. And he said, I never thought we would find ourselves in this place. So he had found out about an affair that his wife had. And then soon on the heels of that one ending, there was another affair with another man. And it was at that point that he realized that he just needed to release her, that she clearly wasn't happy. And so he didn't have to be a part of that, but he did leave his heart and mind open to them being able to create some kind of new relationship in the future together. So I want to share with you something. So he shared this with me, and then I'm going to share with you my response that I gave him in the membership program. He said, for the first time, I have heard her tell me she didn't mean to hurt me, but the extent of the apology or ownership of her actions has not been more than a single sentence, which still hurts and gives me pause on whether there is love still there for me in an intimate way, not just I love you because you're the father of our children. So there were many women in the group that were identifying with him and just, supporting him and sharing their experience with him. Some of them had been cheated on themselves, and some of them had been the ones to cheat. And what I wanted to share with him, I'm going to paraphrase some of this, but I said to him, look, the women in this group are not the same as your wife. And the reason I can say that is because the women in this group are learning how to be able to set healthy boundaries, how to have difficult conversations, how to be able to own and see some very difficult truths, either in themselves or in their choices or in their motivations. They're literally learning a new way to love. That is not the same as what your wife is doing. She's giving you one sentence that said, I didn't mean to hurt you. And I will tell you, this is what I told him. I'm going to tell you what I would tell my female clients. Look, if she does not understand why she got into an affair, then there is no reason for you to believe that next time things get hard, next time she's feeling lonely, next time she's feeling stuck, unheard, whatever, if she doesn't have new tools and new habits created, she's going to do what is habitual. And so maybe it'll be an affair, but maybe it'll be something else. Maybe it'll be alcohol or drugs or gambling or pornography. I don't know, but there's lots of ways that we can numb ourselves. There's lots of things and frankly, people we can use to distract ourselves from what we need to deal with in our lives. And she's not showing you any of that. She's just saying, I didn't mean to hurt you. That doesn't give you enough to go on. So I said to him, you're saying you want to know if there is still love for you in an intimate way, not just as the father of your children. I challenged him and I said, I want to know if she has the courage and the maturity to stand beside someone like you who is here doing this work, who is willing to ask and answer the hard questions of herself. Right? That's the question that you've got to be answering, because if you're going to walk through this as a couple and you're going to heal and you're going to try to form something new together, you're going to have to look at some really hard truths. There's just no path to healing and rebuilding trust that doesn't require a walk through some understanding of how we got here so that we don't end up here again and again and again. Right? And then the last thing I told this gentleman was, do not beg. Do not beg. Right? You've been showing up for her. You have been willing to try to rebuild trust. You've been willing to try to see if the relationship can evolve to a new place. And I know he says that they're communicating more and they're more affectionate than they ever have been. But so far, as it relates to her betrayals and infidelities, she's just giving you a, I didn't mean to hurt you, period, end of sentence. And I'm sorry, but it can't stop there. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a man or a woman in a heterosexual relationship. Like, if you're going to walk through this as a couple, if you want the relationship to work, you're going to have to be able to answer some questions and look within, not just yourself if you're the one that cheated, but also, how did the marriage get to this place where I was that vulnerable to having an affair? And that's something that is on both sides that you both need to come to some kind of conclusion about. So here's the deal. Yes, I empower women. I do it all day long. And I also empower men. I empower people who show up for themselves. I empower people who, even if they don't feel terribly powerful in their lives, really want to. And I empower people and teach people who want to be taught, who are seeking answers, who come to me and say, Sharon, help me. Those are the people that I empower. It's not just about women, but unfortunately, there are way more women out there seeking answers than there are men. But because most marriages that are ending today, those divorces are being initiated by women, even women over 50, it's primarily women that are asking for the divorce. I think that there's going to be more and more men seeking answers. And I want them to know that they're safe, right? I empower who shows up to be empowered. That's what I do. So on that same note, I wrote a quick ebook. It's an easy read. It's 5 chapters. It's called The 3 Things Women Want Men to Know, for men and the women who love them. And so men, of course, this book is for you, because there's a lot of differences between men and women. And if we want to have long-standing, committed, lasting relationships, we have to understand one another better. So the book is for you, men, but it is also for you, women, because I can't tell you how many times I have heard women say, Sharon, can't you just have the conversation with my husband? Maybe you could come to our house and sit beside us and you could just say these words, and then he would hear me in a new way. Clearly I cannot, but I can give you the words through this book, right? So women, if you are struggling with finding the right words so that you can really be heard in the relationship, I think that this will help. Plus it's free. So go to 3thingstoknow.com. That's the number 3, thingstoknow.com, and go download my free ebook. And if you like what you hear on this channel, I hope you'll subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified every time I post a new video, you can do that too, right here at the end of this video. Until next time, take really good care.